sees where operatives whose remains are being handed to their families for reburial today. Mandla Mjwara and Mfana Seni Mdladloze disappeared without a trace in 1987. Their remains were positively identified last year. Now, both were eNCA members who operated in a cell under the command of Cooperative Governance Minister Zweli Mkhize. Now, for more on the story, I'm joined by eNCA's Thuba Vilane live from Durban. Thuba, good afternoon to you. These operatives went missing without a trace. Perhaps just give us a little bit of background on them and how they were found.
Yes, there's very little that is known about Jwaha and Mdlalose, but what we know is that they were operating outside the country under the command of Dr. Zweli Mkhize, who is now the Minister for Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, and their remains were positively identified last year. And today it's a special day for these families as they receive their body, the remains for their loved ones. We know that the Mjwaha family will proceed after here, will go to Red Hill, but we were told that the Mdlalose family, there are still other issues that they still need to sort, so they won't be able to put to rest the remains of their loved one. But to get more and to understand who's these people we are talking about here, I'm joined by Ubabu Themba Mthembu, who's the chairperson of Themba Mavundla, who's the chairperson of Umkhonto Wesizwe in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. But Mavundla, thank you so much for your time. There's very little that is known about these two Umkhonto Wesizwe members. Can you take us through who were they?
Well, they were both members, trained members of Umkhonto Wesizwe, trained outside the country, and they were infiltrated back to South Africa to do military activities or MK activities. That is, it depends on the mission they were given, because we were given different missions. Others were given political missions, others were given military missions. So I'm not too sure what were their missions, but today we'll hear that from their commander, Zweli Mkhize, who will tell us exactly what was their mission. But nonetheless, Mandla, I know him personally. I grew up with him in Pietermaritzburg. We were both members of the Imbali Youth Organization. I was a student then. He had finished his matric at the time, but he was into the students' politics and students' struggles. We worked with him for quite some time in Pietermaritzburg under the leadership of Comrade Skhumbuzo Ngwenya, until I left the country in 1985. Surprisingly, he joined me in Angola in 1987 at Kakulama, where he did his training, and then and he was taken to go and do I think it was underground training again, because he was going to be infiltrated back to the country at that time. That was the last time I saw him in Kakulama, and then we heard the news when we were still in exile that Mandla apparently was killed by the system. It's been a long journey looking for his remains. We looked for it everywhere, in Pietermaritzburg, Esnatingi, and everywhere, until we found them last year at Red Hill with the assistance of one of the special branches people who were involved in their murder. And today marks the end of that journey for at least Mandla. At a later stage, it marks the end of the journey, a long journey, that today we're going to lay him to rest in a very dignified way he deserves. And we want to appreciate and thank Comrade Zweli Mkhize for ensuring that the missing task team remains focused in ensuring that these comrades are found and they are brought to their families, so that the families can can lay them to rest in a deserving manner. We also are grateful and thankful to the missing task team for their passion they are showing all the time. They look for these comrades. And we know for a fact that there are many of our comrades that still remain unfound. And to their families, we are saying we are doing our best to ensure that their loved ones are found. The missing task team is well at work to try and locate them. And we are hopeful that they will be found one day, and the families will have the opportunity that the Mdlalose and Mjwaha family are having today. And to those families of members of Mkhonto weSizwe who died outside the country, we are saying to them they must have hope, because now and again we are appealing to the African National Congress and its government to do exactly what Zimbabwe did, to go out there, fetch our commanders and commissars who died in the foreign lands so that they can be buried inside the country and their families can know their whereabouts. And we are hopeful that one day there will be that political will from the ANC side, and we'll see most of the comrades who died outside the country, not just dying, because there was war outside there. We were fighting the Savimbi family, the Savimbi rebels who were working with the SADF at the time. So, yeah. So when we ask that they get repatriated back, it's not that we're asking for people who are sitting, doing nothing, enjoying themselves in exile. No, they died fighting in that external front. And we are saying to them, the families, they should not despair. ANC is a caring organization. We hope they are still a caring organization, and they will answer those calls that we are making as MK, MVA in KwaZulu-Natal, and one day they'll find closure. Thank you.
Very briefly, Baba Mavundla, you also made a special call to government for those to ensure that those fallen soldiers, they get ranked so that their families will benefit.
That's correct. We have been making that call for quite some time now, for years, that as much as the families are receiving the remains, their next of kin or their loved ones were working for the ANC. They were working for the country. So it is important that they also, because we all of us who returned and integrated in the Defence Force and in other departments of government, we got paid back pay, and we enjoyed those benefits, and we're still enjoying those benefits. And it can't be correct that the benefits are only for the living, and the dead are forgotten and they get nothing. So let them be ranked first. Let's talk about Colonel Mjwaha, General Mdlalose, or whatever rank they will be given, because ANC gave us the ranks when we were integrating. Let them also be ranked, and let them also be given the back pay, so that their families can not only get not only the remains, but also some financial benefits, and of course others have got kids, so that their kids we are happy because these comrades are working. Of course they were not paid at the time, but we can afford to pay them now. So let them be ranked and let them be back paid and given force numbers.
Thank you so much. That was the chairperson of MK in KwaZulu-Natal, Babuthemba Mavundla. We understand that on the program we expect the Minister of Cooperative Governance, Dr. Zweli Mkhize, who was their commander at the time, also to address the gathering here. We know that the key speaker will be the Minister of Justice, Ubaba Umasuta. And then after that, they will move to Red Hill Cemetery, where the Mjwara family will will be laid to rest. And then we understand that the Mdlalose family, they will still have to go to the mortuary because there are other issues that they still need to sort out.
That's our reporter Thuba Vilane coming live to us from Durban.